I'll call this meeting to order. According to the Texas Government Code, we posted everything we could possibly think of on it. I think it's clear to everyone what we're doing, and I will call us to order and ask our new city council members to lead us to the pledge.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. On the Texas flag, I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state under God, one and indivisible.
Thank you, Kelly. Chief Adcock.
Yes, sir. Mr. Bill Hobby will be giving the invitation.
Let us pray. Loving and faithful God, we are all your children gathered here tonight. We ask you to be with us, to open our hearts and our minds, that we may hear the value in each idea that is expressed and the dignity of everybody here in attendance. We ask you to guide our city leaders, those who are elected and those who are appointed. Ask you to give them wisdom and right judgment. We ask for your protection on our police officers and all of our first responders. And in a very special way, we ask that you give peace and comfort to their families as they go about their official duties. Eternal Father, we thank you for all the blessings that you have given us. Amen.
Thank you, Ron. I just want to note that if you want to make comments or citizen comments, item 5 or on a particular item, please fill out one of the forms at the back table so we'll know who you are. I'm persuaded we have no presentations. We do have one proclamation, which I will now read. Very significant. Is my mic working okay back there? Very significant moment in a renowned and long-lasting institution of this community. Whereas it was not until 1864 that the Catholic Church was formed, formally organized in Bastrop. Two missionaries, Father N. Fallon and Father Jacob Louth, working out of St. Mary's Church in Taylor, Texas, had charge of the Bastrop Church from 1864 to 1892. And whereas services were first held in the courthouse and later in the home of C.A. Schaefer, one of Bastrop's early mayors, and whereas in 1870, St. Martin's Church was erected on the corner of Water and Chestnut, and whereas in 1896, that building was torn down and a new building was constructed on the same site, it was at this time that the name of the church was changed to Sacred Heart Church. It was dedicated June 25, 1897. And whereas in 1925, the church became a mission of Our Lady of Guadalupe Parish in Austin, and was changed again in 1938 to a mission of Our Lady of Guadalupe Parish in Taylor for a number of years. And whereas in 1957, the Sacred Heart Church of Bastrop became a parish. That same year, the Eilers home on Pine Street next to the church was purchased and converted into a rectory for the pastor. And whereas the Reverend Maurice C. Deacon was assigned as the first resident pastor, and whereas in 1960, the Reverend Louis Wozniak was assigned as pastor, and whereas in 1963, Sacred Heart's name was officially changed to Ascension to avoid confusion with the surrounding Sacred Heart churches in Elgin, Rockney, LaGrange, and Austin. And whereas in 1967, the church, under the direction of the Reverend Matteo Paulus, purchased the Townsend home for a CCDC building. This purchase gave the parish the corner of the current parish hall. And whereas the Reverend Monsignor Edward J. Knockeville arrived as priest in June 1972, and a comprehensive building program began, and whereas a new church in Bell Tower were dedicated on July 17, 1983, and a new religious education and office building was constructed in 1989. Now therefore be it resolved that the Bastrop City Council joins the Bastrop County Commissioners Court in recognition and celebration of Ascension Catholic Church's 150th anniversary on the first day of June 2014 in the city of Bastrop, Texas. Be a witness whereof we set our hand and seal and cause the city of and county of Bastrop to be affixed this 27th day of May, 2014. We will pass this on to the leadership of this church with our gratitude for their many services to this community, to the city and surrounding areas throughout those many decades. And this one is significant enough that we signed by all of the council members. Are there any citizen comments? Under announcements, I will state that Councilmember Jackson and Beal are both out of town and unable to attend tonight's meeting. Any other announcements?
You want me to comment? Or nothing?
Announcements?
Yeah, Mike, I'd just like to thank the city crews and staff for the ceremony and the grounds were real nice at Fairview Cemetery for the Memorial Day service. It looked real nice out there, so, thank the crews and whoever was responsible for that.
Anything else?
I just want to say I couldn't agree more. It was the most beautiful ceremony. Thank you all.
Mike, your city manager's report?
Yes, I did forward it out this afternoon. If you have any questions, feel free to contact me. You may not have gotten it yet. But there is one item on my city manager's report that I had mentioned at the previous council meeting, and that is the priorities for 2014 through 2016 as established by the council. One thing we didn't end up doing is prioritizing them. And I handed you out a sheet as well tonight to do your scoring as you see fit. You can use your 32 points on all on one, or part on as you see fit. I'm just asking that if you could have them back to me by next Wednesday or Thursday, this way I can have this on the composite of your scores on the agenda for the June 10th meeting.
I have one comment on that. Mike, on these priorities that you wanted us to put in place, are you going to come back with a list, or should we already know putting them on the list whether those are going to be financed through bonds or through in-house revenue?
Once I have your priority, I'm going to bring them back and you agree to them, then I'm going to start laying out the plan.
Good.
Any input to the city manager? Mike, I'll report for Joe and saying what I've already said to you, that as he mentioned in our workshop session last week, he's concerned about how effective our garbage service is doing picking up bulk and brush collections, and I think we agreed to work on it and report back on the 24th, maybe? June 24th. Okay. Thank you very much.
Well, for some reason they were around town today.
I walked
I saw
around.
two different areas being picked up today. I saw some way up on North Waters and I saw some way down on Cedar Street. So I was wondering if there was a certain section of town they were picking up today, because I just got to notice it this morning.
Yeah, I hope it's not because you said something to them. I hope it's because they're doing a more effective job. They do. I'll look this up and actually walk around a bit one day and made a bunch of notes about trash piles that I saw. They go by your collection day. If it's Monday, it's a certain time. Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday. And the old part of town has mostly Wednesday pickup, and so theirs is Mondays, except it was Tuesday this week because of the holiday, and it's every 4 weeks. So it's well posted on our website. So if anybody's paying attention, it's easy to find it. Even I was able to figure it out. Anything else for Mike? Mike, thank you for that brief report. We move now to the consent agenda. These items will be voted on in one motion. If there's to complete them all. However, if any council member wants to pull an item off for us to discuss separately, they may do so now. The items include the city council minutes and board appointments. but also an item that requires a little more explanation because it's a second reading on an ordinance. The ordinance involves 12 properties that are being rezoned from NS, SF7, and C2 to C1. And these are described by the Bastrop County Appraisal District as the following. These are all R numbers: 45734, 33031, 47621, 32963, 47622, 47625, 34481, 34513, 39271, 47626, on East Water between Hill and Lovers Lane, and east of Water Street, R number 47700. Is there a motion to adopt the consent agenda?
Mayor, if I could, I'd like to vote on A1 and A3, but I'm going to abstain from A2.
All right, thank you very much. So I will,
I'd make that motion to approve A1 and A3.
well, it's kind of hard to do the consent agenda if we do that, right?
Okay,
Why don't you abstain from all of them? Why don't you abstain from all of them?
That's good.
Is there a motion from anybody else? Kelly? All right, will Secretary call the roll?
Councilmember Gilliland? Councilmember McAnally? Yes.
It passes 2-0 with one abstention. There are no public hearings. There is no old business. We move to new business. Item D1. Despite common sense, I think the rules require me to read this whole thing. Consideration and action with respect to the ordinance of the City Council of the City of Bastrop, Texas, authorizing the issuance and sale of City of Bastrop, Texas combination tax and revenue certificates of obligation, Series 2014, providing for the security for and payment of said certificates, prescribing the form of said certificates, awarding the sale thereof, approving the paying agent registrar agreement and the official statement, and enacting other provisions related to the subject. Mr. Talbot.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, members of the council, this was a process we started back basically in January after meeting with our financial advisor who encouraged us to go to the bond market in May because of the fact that in May there were a number of school elections, and so that's what we worked for as our goal, and we called for the issuance back in April. Last week we had bond ratings calls both from Fitch and Standard & Poor's and maintained our AA rating, which is good for a city our size. And prior to the meeting, Mr. Miller, and I'll let him speak in a moment, gave us a spreadsheet, and Bosco Incorporated provided us an interest rate of 2.845316%, which is really a fantastic interest rate for the issuance of the bonds that we're issuing. And I'm really pleased with this interest rate. I still think we could have done any better. And I think it's a collaborative effort to get that rate, and I appreciate everyone. Dan?
Thank you, Mike. Mayor, council members, appreciate the opportunity to be here. As Mike mentioned, we went through the rating process, and that's never to be taken lightly, obviously, because they're looking at the fiscal performance, the debt levels the city carries, the economic condition of the region and the area. And to give both those ratings affirmed at such a high rating level, as you recall, we're coming off a two-notch upgrade from S&P the last time we rated last year. So credit quality was high. There's a lot of funds in the marketplace right now looking for bonds and places to put their money. And I think the results of this, seeing all the number of bidders that you have, that you received today, the spread between the high and low bid of 2.84% to the high of 3.07 You got a real aggressive bid. Bosque is out of Texas, based in Texas and Oklahoma, and obviously saw credit quality and a strong appetite for bonds. 20-year term, one of the lowest interest rates we've sold at here at the city since I've been working with you, 20 years. So it's a great time when you have to borrow and fund long-term assets, capital improvements. 2.84 is exceptional, so we congratulate you.
Thank you.
You bet. And Bart Fowler with McCall Parkers is here in case you have any questions over the ordinance and stuff.
I just want to thank Carlos and her department and Mike. Yay, yay. This is wonderful news. Thank you.
I would recommend to the council that you pass a motion awarding the bid to the certificates of obligations 2014 to Bosque Incorporated.
I move to do just that. Okay.
Any discussion? I think Kay spoke for all of us. You don't get that kind of vibe rating for just sitting around doing nothing. So Mike's worked his staff very hard. Carl's leadership has been very important to us. Good leadership on your part as well. We're absolutely delighted. And I think we're going to pass this. Any more discussion? Will you call the roll?
Yes. Councilmember McAnally?
Yes.
Councilmember Viola?
Yes.
Councilmember De La Rosa?
Yes.
Thank you.
Mike says that is elder right. By signing up.
We're going to sign tonight. I was going to let that get out the door.
Thank you very much.
Swift action, thank you very much. Item number D2 is consideration and action upon a request for the Bastrop Arts in Public Places for their project, Bastrop Downtown Sculpture Project. I think Mike's going to report on that.
Yes, I provided you an update I got right before I came in the meeting. This is one of the projects that was approved when the Arts and Public Places Task Force met with the council. It's an outdoor visual arts exhibit. It will provide viewers an opportunity to appreciate and be inspired by a variety of artists and creativity unique to the exposition of sculptures for our city and by Texas artists. There's a process they go through. The first step is call for entries, and they go through the steps of what they're looking for. It does take, according to the bylaws, council approval for going out for a call, as well as council approval to install up to 12. And this is the schedule that they have put together when they have to have their submission. Please note that it appears that they will not start the work until after October 1, so we'll have to carry some money over from the budget from this year, since this was budgeted for this year. The third page is the application that they put together. On the fourth page is the cost, and the cost of 12 concrete pads, labor and material done by the city is right at $6,900. And this is the timeline that they're proposing to go by once they have made their submissions and prepared the necessary contracts.
Can I say that I talked to Carol from Bastrop Arts and Public Places today, and to one of the other members. One of the things that was not put on here was the ID plaques made of cast aluminum, and for all 12 sculptures that would cost an additional $800. And can I also say that what the funding for the artist reception was based on what another city our size did, and we don't intend to use anywhere close to that money. So, just so you know, I don't think we would be in the same category as that.
The ID plates are
I'm sorry?
how much for the ID plates?
$800.
And that's not listed here, is that correct?
That's not, there is forgotten in there.
I'd rather explain that to somebody than to council.
Me too.
So that, okay, you think that would be acceptable? to
Yes,
the-
I do. I even suggested that earlier, and they just want to be sure the line items are well differentiated, but I think that would be very acceptable.
And then the one left pending, Mike, the second item, you put at 6,900, correct?
Yeah, the total cost for labor material, $6,932 for all 12 pads.
And then the pending is,
The map.
probably not a lot of money there.
The maps, we still haven't got our bid back for that.
And then, do they have a budget?
Yeah, we put a budget together. This is one of the budgeted projects, and that's why I said it probably will not, in my discussions with them, looking at the timeline, will not be spending funds until fiscal year 15. So as we go through the budget process, we'll probably have to carry some funds over from this year's budget for ours and other places to cover this cost.
And we have a process for doing that.
Yeah, we'll carry that over to the fund balance.
So this is well within their budget?
I believe it's fairly close. I think it's pretty close to what was discussed with the council.
Well, I think we should add that.
Okay, so we're around 17 right now, 17 or 18?
Yes, sir. And we can reduce down the, if we don't charge the labor, we can knock off about $1,600, but just materials along runs around.
For what, for the
Pads.
Pads?
Yeah.
I kind of like the idea of the way you transfer, when you transfer services, you transfer budget items. I kind of like making sure we got apples and apples. But if we're not funding them enough, we need to think about that in next year's budget.
Okay.
But you are managing this, feel like that's within the budget?
Yes, it is, yes.
See, and then what happens to the pads after the thing's done? Do we keep those for something
We
else?
keep those, they'll be rotating. Every year they'll rotate and have different sculptures to put on those pads.
So this is not just a one-year project, this
No.
probably indicates a multi-year.
Yes.
This is just the first
The
year.
first year.
First year, they hope to have more as time goes on.
And did I miss, I don't remember reading where they're gonna be displayed. Is that to be determined?
That's to be determined. We have to talk with Trey, back to Trey. We have to talk with Trey and several other people.
Okay. Any other questions, comments, or discussion? So we need to approve this, Mike, is that
Yes,
correct?
sir. Yes, that's what's required by the laws.
Okay, would you like to make a motion?
I move to approve this, this budget and everything that goes with it. I don't know exactly how to say that, but yes.
What you're recommending is approval of the Bastrop Arts and Public Places Downtown Sculpture Project for the budget that is attached on the last page per the line items listed, which is roughly around approximately $17,000.
With the new things we just discussed, like the plaque, like the women's plaques. Great. Thank you for that, Mike. Did you get that?
Yes, ma'am.
Elizabeth?
Second.
Second, any further, the second by Willie,
Willie?
Councilman.
Michael,
Mayor Pro Tem General.
this 17 is going to go, this is what we're going to adopt tonight as the budget. They're presenting to go through the budget process for next
Well,
year.
this is in the budget for this year, but we'll probably, with their timeline, won't allow you to actually expend the funds until after October, which is our new budget year. So we'll carry the amount that was budgeted for this project and
This current budget.
this current budget into the fund balance or for next year. And
So
then
we shouldn't exceed the 17,000.
Right.
That's my point. Okay.
Would you please call the roll?
Yes, sir. Councilmember McAnally?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem De La Rosa?
Yes.
Councilmember Gilliland?
Yes.
Thank you.
D2 passes on a 3-0 vote. Item D3 is consideration of our long-planned advanced metering infrastructure system for the electric and water meters for the city. Mr. Talbot?
All right, this is turned on. I think, What I'm presenting to you tonight is what we call the Advanced Metering Infrastructure System, AMI project, and our recommendation. I'd like everybody to stand up that was involved in this, because there was a multitude of people involved in putting this together tonight. It wasn't just me. It took us all as a collaborative effort over years to put this project together. And with the interest rates we got earlier this evening, we're delighted to be able to recommend this project to you. The Advanced Metering Infrastructure Program will include replacing all electric and water meters and upgrading operations and customer service technology within the city service areas. The request for proposals include replacing approximately 2,700 electric meters and 2,960 water meters. The request for proposals timeline was on January, we issued the request. At the Special Utility Workshop on January 21st, a presentation was provided regarding the request for proposal. On February 27th, the city opened 2 bids for the project. One was from Tantalus, a base bid of $1,651,401.89, and Optometrics base bid of $1,551,731.39. The committee were all in agreement. Those individuals that just stood up, only one I think is missing is Nikki Lee from LCRA, provided significant review and evaluation of proposals by Optometrics. The committee unanimously agrees that Optometrics provides the best value for the city. Not only do they have the lowest bid for the amount, they have a proven track record of successful implementation, received positive references from city contacted, 20 municipality reference to Texas, solid turnkey solution, all the way from the house back to the tower, back to City Hall. These were just a list of the many references that we contacted, and all had nothing but positive results for Optometrics. This is their timeline. They'll have with the council's approval tonight. We'll start in June with a pre-con meeting, form the final base selection, order the base station, order the meters, and then confirm the base station operation. And the first few months are working with the software and configuration, and then starting in about October, we'll start seeing the meters, and we'll bring the council update with a schedule about the routes and stuff that they're doing. But turnkey job from tonight, it will be ending sometime in June of 2015. This is a year-long project, but again, this will be a turnkey job for the city, and I think it moves ahead exponentially with information technology and gives excellent customer service, especially if the customers that we spoke during the workshop, if someone appears to be using more than normal, their account will be flagged, and we'll call and say, just by the way, we just want you to know, we're showing that you're using more water than you normally use. You have something going on, or you may have a leak at your house. It's also going to detect leaks on water mains in advance of bubbling up on top of the ground. So it's going to be a water conservation effort. So all the way around, it'll track customers' usage. We can pull it on the screen, either for electrical water on a day-to-day basis, so we can pinpoint where there might be a particular problem. I think really state-of-the-art technology for us. The meters are for 20 years. Everything that is installed comes with a 2-year warranty. And so we spent a lot of time going through a very thick response to our request, but found that Optometrics met all the criteria set forth by the city.
How do the meters communicate?
They communicate through a tower electronic, and they'll communicate by tower. That's part of the base station where they have to set the base station, and they'll do a fine-tuned programmation study, which will be the best place to locate the antenna to receive the signal coming back, so it gets back here to City Hall correctly.
And the Aqua outfit is water and electricity, or both? Even though it's called water, it has electricity. Is Mr. Lee a citizen member or provided our election provider?
He was just provided his assistance. We have an engineering contract with LCRA. He provided assistance as needed on an electric basis.
So the company, our election provider provided us some
We have a contract with them for electric
To
service,
do this, okay,
and that was part of the service we utilize.
great. Anything else? So you're recommending that we do what, approve, accept this bid, or what do we need to do?
I need for the council to approve Aquametrics in the amount of $1,551,731.39. Be awarded Aquametrics because, in our opinion, they're the best value and the lowest bid and have the best track record for this stuff.
I move that we award the bid to Aquametric for our AMI system. Is that right?
Yes.
For $1,551,731.39. And
Is there a second?
that's it.
I'd just like to point out to council for discussion, but members from Aquametrics are here tonight if you'd like to ask any questions, and I forgot to mention that in my introduction. Apologies.
Mike, I just got one question. I just have one question right quick. On page 111, on the fourth paragraph, we were talking about some of the cities that we were looking at that had so many connections. Like, say for instance, Brady had 6,000 connections. Is that like ours is 2,700?
Yeah, Brady's both.
29 electric, 27 water.
We try to use references that were compatible to the city that were doing both electric and water.
So basically, we almost at the same time.
You're right. Like Brennan is both electric and water.
And they were almost 8,000. Okay.
And again, representatives from Aquametrics are here if you have any questions.
Could you state how we're gonna pay for this?
That's out of the bond money you just approved.
That it will be paid back from
Through our rates.
water and electric sales?
Right, and if you recall, I did a rate revision as part of our water and other projects that we had planned. Those are listed, I think, in the front, and that's with the amounts of bonds we issued, and that was one of the projects.
This is not exactly like taxes, this is like a company borrowing money to do infrastructure, is that correct?
That's correct.
Thank you. Libby? I just noticed your mic on, you want to say something?
No.
Anything else?
I have one more
Kelly, would
question.
you flex your mic on, see if you can get that thing turned down? Thank you very much.
I mean, does this require particular software and does
It does require some software, but it is compatible with Encode, and they are experienced in transitioning into our Encode system. That was very important to us because most cities our size use the Encode software for our billing purposes, but we found them to be very experienced, and the cities that we checked with and they represent to us that they had the experience to network into Encode. So
So we don't have to purchase additional software.
no, and Carla can speak to it more since that was her area, but I know that we were very comfortable with what we found.
Kind of back to the question the mayor asked, we're paying this through the electric, through those bonds, electric and water. Are the rates staying where they are as far on the electric side of the state, or are the rates going up?
We have not projected any rate increases at this time. But that depends on what you do when you go through the budget.
I'll make one more comment. Sounds like progress for the future. Thank you very much. Would you call the roll? Oh, sorry, Casey, I apologize.
Oh, no, I'll do my half.
Please call the roll.
Councilmember McAnally,
Yes.
Councilmember Gilliland,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem De La Rosa.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you, Technology Committee. It's been a really in-depth job that y'all have done, and it's taken a lot of time. Thank you all.
They all did a great job. It was a lot of fun and a lot of hours. We got it.
Item D5 regarding variance for a private well at 1904 Main Street.
So I think, sorry, you jumped one, didn't you? D4?
Yes, I checked it off. I should have. I apologize. Stand corrected. Item D4 is consideration and action regarding an agreement between the Department of Public Safety, the state, and the city of Bastrop regarding acquisition of right-of-way right-of-way acquisition and improvements on Texas Highway 740. All right.
Mayor, members of the council, as we have talked through the last year, we've been advised Texas Department of Transportation is planning numerous improvements along 71, basically in the approximate area of Dairy Queen and Texas Grill, eastwardly all the way to Tisha Village. Part of those improvements call for the acquisition of some additional right-of-way. Currently, TxDOT is estimated that right-of-way cost to be $1,930,645. Normally, cities have to provide 10%, but an adjustment's been made for the city of Bastrop based upon their determination that we are in need and economically distressed. So our contribution is only 2.7, which is $52,181.42. We did issue bonds last year that included right-of-way acquisition. This amount is much more acceptable than the first amount they gave me, which was well over $150,000. So I think it's important that we do approve this tonight and authorize me to issue the check to TxDOT so that they know that we are committed to this project going forward and we'll keep the Highway 71 improvements moving along.
Any questions or comments from the council?
I have a question. I'm sorry, does everybody else?
I'll follow up with you.
All right, did I read, Mike, that in lieu of the $52,181, we could offer a piece of real estate instead along that area? And do we have one that we'd like to get rid of instead of paying the money?
We have one, we have it under contract, but we may have to end up going to eminent domain because there are so many estates claiming ownership.
Oh,
But we need it because we're going to have to relocate our electric poles. We've been working for a year trying to obtain that track. I think 24 estates have made claims against that track.
okay.
And we finally just tossed in the towel and said, and so I imagine in the next month I'll be bringing a request for commencement of eminent domain.
Thank you.
Well, on this 52,000, like you said, this was in conjunction with the frontage roads from on the proposed overpasses in front.
Yeah, basically between 71 and 95 and
Across the river.
Cross the river.
Now, I don't have a problem paying the 52,000, but I have a problem paying the 52,000 if they don't come back and give the city money for going back on some streets that aren't made for handling the traffic that they're going to create by this. And they mentioned at one time that they were going to expend some funds our way to possibly widen the old Government Street, which is, I think, Emile now, and maybe Buchanan Street or one of those streets in by the church over there. So,
Yes, sir. I did follow up and remind them of that, and they neither denied or committed to making those improvements.
And we have money in the budget for this somewhere?
We have them in our bond fund.
Okay. And we need to approve this.
And direct me to issue the check, sign it, or issue the check to TxDOT.
I'll move to approve.
you know, I'll second this, but, you know, that kind of upsets me a little. I sat there in that office, and I can name the guy that told me that we could probably get you money to improve. And, you know, and we're going to have, our citizens are going to have to come up with the money to improve those roads that they're going to impact on us with the widening of the streets because of the traffic they're putting on our streets by doing this. And I think it's very unfair that they would make a comment that they would provide us money to help us. Now they're talking about they may not. But I'll vote for this, but I think it's very unfair that they did this.
We don't know that they won't give it to us, though, do they?
Right.
And they won't help us, on those streets?
They didn't say no, but I certainly didn't walk away with a feeling that I would stand up here tonight and say that they are.
You know who to go talk to, so.
I think he's working in the Austin office now.
You know where Austin is. I think there was a second, Councilmember Miller. Any discussion, further discussion? Elizabeth, please call the roll.
Councilmember McAnally,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem De La Rosa,
Yes.
Councilmember Gilliland,
Yes.
Item D4 passes on 3-0 vote. Item D5 now is consideration of a granting of variance on a private well at 1904 Main Street. Mr. Joe, please.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. The owner of 1904 Main Street requested a variance for irrigation well. And then the package shows all the information. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask.
What, is this a commercial area?
Resident.
It's
It's a residence, it's private residence.
Because I went by and I couldn't see exactly which one.
It is just across the tracks on Main Street to your left.
Second house on the left.
Oh, okay.
He's got a big piece of property.
Got it, okay,
To Michael Bertsky.
yeah. I know who it is now.
Is he growing crops or something? Is it-
I think he's requesting an irrigation well for his yard.
His yard.
Just for your edification, this ordinance went into effect a few years ago because we actually had to come in and drill a well and left it, and it actually hit a gas bucket and blew up. So now we're asking that they fill out paperwork before they do that so that we know what's going on.
And this gives them permission to go see the district to try to get approved, right?
Yes, they've already come seen the district and the application's been filled out, that's to come to council for approval. We attach a copy of the minutes, they go back and they come back here for final approval in 2 weeks.
So it's got a lot of checks. And this water isn't anywhere near our wells to Fisherman's Park.
No.
Other comments or questions?
Did I miss it in here? How deep is the well?
It's 250 feet,
250?
5 inches in diameter.
I move for approval.
I'll second.
Anything, ma'am?
No problem.
Please call roll.
Mayor Pro Tem De La Rosa,
Yes.
Councilmember Gilliland,
Yes.
Councilmember McAnally,
Yes.
Item D5 passes on a 3-0 vote. Similar item, D6, variance for private well at 2200 Cedar Street. Mr. Joe.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. This is an additional request, 2200 Cedar from Mr. John Meredith. He's also requesting dual irrigation well on private property. It's 500 foot deep with a 6 1/4 inches. It's actually up on the top, just behind the cemetery. Back in the
Top of the hill.
That's why it's so deep. You can't see it down.
This is darn near the country. Is that correct?
No.
No.
Close. You get close. We're gonna stay there.
A very similar situation to the high school.
Exactly the same, just a different location.
Look for motion.
Yes, sir.
Make motion to approve.
I'll second.
Okay.
No problem.
Please call roll.
Mayor Pro Tem De La Rosa,
Yes.
Councilmember Gilliland,
Yes.
Councilmember McAnally,
Yes.
thank you.
Item D6 passes on a 3-0 vote. Item number D7 is consideration, discussion, and possible action on awarding a contract to install a backup generator at Loop 150 Tank Yard at the Will Street Improvement Plant. Mr. Joe.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. We were awarded a grant some time back, and we opened bids for this on May 21st for 2 generators. One to be located at the Willow Plant, one at the Loop 150 Tank Yard. There were 3 bids received, they ranged from $340,930 to $413,495. Each had bid tabulation sheet in your packet. Most responsible bid for both generators was JK Utility Services from Creedmoor. JK Utility Services worked on 2 projects for Bethco and is very responsive, has been very responsive. Based on the information received, J&K Utility Services is the most responsible bidder. We recommend that JK Utility Services be awarded the generator projects for $187,085 for the Willow Plant, $153,845 at the Loop 150 Tank Yard, for a total of $340,930. In addition, it's recommended that the bid condition of 5 references be submitted with the bid be waived. We actually received their information today, so we bid, so y'all do it.
I move to approve.
I'll make second and I'll ask a question right quick.
Okay, motion's moved by Councilmember McInerney, seconded by Councilmember, City Mayor Pro Tem De La Rosa, and now call willing to.
So J&K was the low.
Yes, they were, if you look at it,
I see the program.
they're the lowest total bidder by $1,047, so. If you put those together.
Let me try to read that right. Okay.
And once more, we'll pay for this revenue generated by our,
It was issued on the last one.
Plus 80% is coming from the 50 grant that we applied.
I like that.
Yeah.
This is something the council had asked us to do. It's been a long time. By the time you go through the grant process and everything, we're just not getting to this point. But this is something you all asked us to pursue to get our water system on a separate power. So that's
Will this generator be permanently there, or can it be moved to somewhere else if we need it somewhere else?
It will be permanently there.
Permanent ever, so it never can be moved?
No,
that was a requirement of FEMA. We did try to get portable, but they were going on a permanent generator.
Okay, thank you.
Just any of your any other comments, questions? Elizabeth, please call the roll.
Councilmember McInerney,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem De La Rosa,
Yes.
Councilmember Gilliland.
Yes.
Thank you.
Item B7 passes on a 3-0 vote. Item B8 is a repeat of item B4, of which we've already taken action. We will now move into an executive session. Closed executive session pursuant to the Texas Government Code, Chapter 551, to discuss the following items: consultation with attorney concerning potential pending threat and/or contemplated litigation or claims, and matters upon which the attorney has a duty and responsibility to report to the government body concerning the same, and/or any other matters posted on the agenda. Deliberation regarding real property, purchase, exchange, lease, disposition, or value of real property, and personnel matters.